I don't need that.
Mike, I'm coming at you hot right off the top. Right off the top.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
This isn't even just Todd specific. This is just out there in the world listening to this show, watching it live, whatever you're doing. So this first of all, this is episode 398, which is kind of ridiculous. We're gonna hit 400 by the end of the year. So I don't know, pats on the back around the board. But Mike, for Todd and the listeners out there, and I guess Dom, Dom's not gonna watch it.
Mm-hmm.
If the conversation is Dom's shaking his head like he's Mr. Anime.
No, I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah, okay.
He's not going to watch it.
That's fair. I know. All right, I know. If the conversation is, I'm going to watch Chainsaw Man or Jujutsu Kaisen, where are we at, Mike? You're the anime senpai. Welcome everybody to Mike's Anime Minute.
Well, I want to hear Todd out.
Okay.
Chainsaw Man doesn't have as many episodes, so maybe dive into that first because we're season 2 of is that's correct, right, Mike? Right, yes. Michael? There's 2 seasons of Jujutsu Kaisen
and a movie.
Todd's the anime
and a movie too?
And a movie.
6 seasons. 6 seasons in a movie.
Where does that tie into? What's it called? Like, is it first season movie, second season?
The movie came out after the first season. However, the way I describe it is essentially the movie is the Hobbit to the series Lord of the Rings. Okay. Like, as a manga, the movie, like the story in the movie did come out first, and it takes place before everything else. But you could realistically...
But they have all the characters.
I do find it funny that you didn't just say prequel and you chose to use a Lord of the Rings.
Because prequel implies, like, at least to me, prequel is sort of like Star Wars episodes 1 through 3, where the first 3 movies
characters.
It's not even just different characters, but like episodes 4, 5, and 6 came out first, and then they made episodes 1, 2, 3. Whereas in this case,
so you're referencing The Hobbit, the book, and not The Hobbit, the film series.
Okay, all right.
Yes,
that distinction is important. To this conversation.
I actually mean it in the sense of like the Hobbit book came first, then the Lord of the Rings movies books came out, then but like the big thing for everyone was the Lord of the Rings movies, and then they made a movie of the Hobbit. I think I spun that around, but like the written version of the works came out in chronological order. The animated versions came out in a different order.
Reverse order.
Yes.
Or not reverse, but
I don't follow. You saying anyway, continue. I do want to interject really quickly and just say you saying "spin me right round" made me think of this really dumb, very old, maybe even pre-YouTube video from high school. Was YouTube beginning of high school? No YouTube?
I think YouTube came out in 2005 or 2006. So we were in high school when it came out.
Okay. But there was a period of high school where there was no
You're
YouTube.
talking about when YouTube came out and not when Lemon Party came out, correct?
First of all, definitely
He's talking about Meat Spin. He was thinking about Meat Spin.
I'm not talking about either of those things. That's where your dirty minds are in the gutter.
You're right.
I was gonna talk. I don't know if any of you have seen this video. I don't know how I would even find it at this point. But
he's talking about me.
I'm not. Yeah. There's a song like "You Spin." I don't know who sings it. Right round, baby, right round. And it's just that song. It's not Florida, but it also is Florida. But it's that song, and it's just like.
So what you're saying, Mike, is it's like the Flow Rida of.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, because Flow Rider made it big coming out second, but originally it was I can't remember the name of the band. That's unfortunate.
Okay,
Rat?
go.
Rat?
No. Was Rat? No, that can't be right. I'm gonna look
Double
it up.
check me. I think it's Rat.
Anyways, it's not important. It's just it reminds me, that song will always remind me of a very old video, I think, pre-YouTube. So probably talking like Newgrounds, E-Bombs World.
Yeah, me too.
Dead or Alive.
Dead or Alive.
Is the name of the band?
Yes.
Oh, I don't remember that.
What was Rat's hit?
With a Z?
Rat. R-A-T-T.
Let's see.
Are they not? Bow, 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 bow.
You're still talking about Lemon Party?
We're at no point.
Round and
Talking
Round.
about Lemon Party. It was Meat Spin. Mike?
Round and Round.
I think you were looking for Round and Round.
Round and Round.
Unless that's no. Which one is "You Spin Me Right Round"?
That's Dead or Alive.
Okay, all right. Well, regardless, it's just like a bunch of people. I don't know why they're like in paintball gear and shooting paintballs and dancing. I don't know. Anyways, I always think of that whenever I think of that song. And you said spun it right around, and it just made me think of that. So blame it on the swamp juice. So, Mike, I'm not going to let you evade this question. Chainsaw Man or Jujutsu Kaisen?
To Todd's point, yes, there's only 11. Actually, how many episodes are out of Chainsaw Man? 11 or 12?
Something like that.
I think 12. So, like, yeah, it's an easier thing. I would say that they're similar while being somewhat opposed. So, like, yeah, you can watch Chainsaw Man. It's kind of wacky in its own way, whereas Jujutsu Kaisen is more of a straightforward battle shonen series with some light horror elements.
It's length aside, though. Like, where you're trying to hook someone in. You're trying to get someone, be like, oh, shit, you know what? Because this is verbatim the conversation that Todd and I had on the phone either earlier this week or last week. We were talking about, no, it must have been at the beginning of this week because it was after we had brought up Jujutsu Kaisen either on the previous podcast or when we were playing Fortnite or something.
Yep.
And Todd had said to me on the phone, yeah, it was Monday morning, actually. He was like, I never thought anime was like this. Like, he went on this whole tangent about how I can't believe it could be this, like, deep and, like, different. Like, whatever the vision of anime was in his head, it was a pre-JJK world. Like, it was...
Yeah, no,
he couldn't comprehend that something like that existed.
The only vision of anime minus Attack on Titan...
I know what he's going to say because he said it on the phone.
Yeah, I say every time that stupid fucking Dragon Ball episode, like where everything is so goofy when they're on the cruise ship and everything. And I'm like,
that's anime to Todd. That's anime to Todd. Which that is also anime. Like,
here's what we'll do.
And there's plenty of anime like that.
After we're done recording and after we play Fortnite for 3 hours, we're gonna watch 3 episodes of anime. But one of the episodes is definitely going to be that cruise ship episode of Dragon Ball Super.
Is that a filler episode, or is that just a straight up episode?
It has to be a filler episode.
That's a straight up episode because I think it was Bulma's birth. Like it's basically leading up to the Battle of the Gods.
What's the cat guy?
Barris.
He's the one who told. What's the guy with the black hair?
Several of them.
Yeah, no, but like
half the population.
The main guy.
Goku.
Barris is like second. Like person that he thinks is like his best foe to fight against.
So
Todd knows a lot about this show for watching the fucking cruise ship episode.
I think so. Again, I think the episode's basic premise was it was Bulma's birthday, and for whatever reason, Beerus, who is the god of destruction, showed up, and Vegeta is the only person there that like actually knows who Beerus is. He's like, oh shit, this guy's a destroyer. I better act cool to him. Goku was off doing God knows what. I don't remember where he was. And I think Vegeta was like uncharacteristically kissing up to Beerus, and something happened with Bulma, and he freaked out. He's like, "Oh, you hit Bulma!" And then like they started scrapping. I don't know who Todd is speaking about specifically, because
they're like battling in like space. Basically, it might be Vegeta. What does Vegeta?
I think it was Goku.
It's Goku. Yes.
Vegeta's the one that has the hair that goes kind of up in like a Christmas tree sort of way.
Okay.
And then Goku's hair
goes like up and sideways.
Up and sideways. It's a little bit more chaotic.
Goku has a part. He's got a side part.
It's got a side part. Look, when we play Fortnite, I'll break out my Vegeta skin. I'll break out my Vegeta skin, and I don't have Goku, but I have Goku Black, who is technically a different character.
We need to figure out a way to monetize making Todd watch anime and then having these types of conversations about them. I think that's
Look, one of the things I enjoy now is I've been watching, it's like this musician on YouTube, and he was doing a thing where like he would watch like anime openings with like his other musician friends and react to it. And then I think they got into Attack on Titan. So I've just been watching them go through Attack on Titan. And at this point, the main musician, his like the one that runs the channel, he's already watched all of Attack on Titan. So he's watching with people who haven't seen it and watching them kind of like, make their theories about what's going on in the story because, it is a decent story. So there you go. You make a YouTube video, you make a series of YouTube videos of having Todd react or like, watch shows.
I mean, I'm on board with that.
We should just have a. I found this dude on TikTok, and it's basically his father reacting to watching Game of Thrones for the first time and all like the big scenes, and it's like every fucking video is like 600,000 likes. It's fucking people like watching his dad react to it.
So last night, after we watched Reindeer Games, which is Big Brother's holiday spinoff, that's new this year.
No, that's a film with Ben Affleck.
Yes,
that's what I thought you actually watched. I was like, I thought, do you watch Reindeer Games?
Yeah, I was confused.
No, it makes a lot more sense when I say it's a Big Brother spinoff.
Yeah.
But we watched that, and then I just threw on YouTube to just look at random shit, and in the suggested things, it was just like vines that cure my anxiety, and I was like, oh, I'll throw on this 14-minute video that I've probably watched before, and I put it on. And clearly Jen has never watched a Vine in her life, because we're watching these and she's dying laughing. And I'm like, have you never seen this before? She's like, I've never seen Vine. I don't even know what Vine is. I was like, Vine is when TikTok was good. Like, this is pre-TikTok. This is like
TikTok had like some Vine qualities the first year, but like it's not like Vine anymore. Like it's like
there's fun stuff.
Different.
I like TikTok. Yeah, you have to comb
TikTok
through it. There's a lot of
better
shit there. I'm sure there was a lot of shit on Vine too.
And like once you start seeing these videos where it has like a full on like, I gotta scrub through 3 minutes of whatever's going on. It's like, no. Give me 6 seconds.
Yeah, quick hits.
In and
if
out.
you're not quick hitting me, I don't want it.
TikTok has a lot of like part 1 of 15 too.
Yeah,
yes.
Get the fuck out of here with that
Brenden,
shit.
was there a Vine on this thing that you watched? Did you watch the whole thing?
Of course, and then I watched a different one because
was there yeah, it's so good.
I need to cure my depression.
Yeah, so it probably came up when she's like, it's like a like this British girl saying, "Get in the car," and she's like, "Vroom vroom." Did that one come up?
That one wasn't in the compilation, I don't think.
Okay,
but the one that probably elicited the biggest reaction from Jen, to the point where I've played it multiple times since last night just to make her like laugh in the other room, is the one where the guy gets scared and he's like, "I almost dropped my croissant." It's not even like, I wouldn't even put it in like the pantheon of like top tier. It's a good TikTok. I mean, Vine. Don't get me wrong.
Now that I think about it, it's funny to me that she's never seen a Vine or whatever, because Bo Burnham was big on Vine for a bit too, wasn't he?
Yeah, right?
Yeah. He pops up in all these compilations.
Oh, for sure.
But I don't really know. I actually don't know if Jen knows much Bo Burnham prior to Inside.
Oh, okay.
Like, she might know who he is, but I don't like I watch Bo Burnham YouTube videos. Like, that's how long I've been watching Bo Burnham, is like when he would do like 4-minute YouTube videos. I would watch those back in the fucking
the late aughts.
What else? There was Edward Scissor. You know what I'm talking about? There was Edward Scissorpenis. See, you don't remember this?
I remember that, but
I remember.
Here's my confusion.
That wasn't a YouTube video, though.
That wasn't YouTube video. That was legitimate pornography.
No, wait, what? No.
Yes, that's why I'm confused.
Wait, it was that. Are we talking about different things? That was not pornography. What are you talking about?
The Edward Scissor Penis, or rather, Edward Penis Hands that I'm thinking of is definitely just.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, a porn parody.
I am not talking about Edward Penis Hands. I am talking about Edward Scissor Penis. It was the guy that would put shaving cream on his face and hold scissors.
That
you
is
definitely watch these videos at my house.
Again? Is that what you're talking about? What was that video TikTok we saw of like the Marge Simpson, where it was like,
yeah.
But it was like that level of that was like that level of that. Yeah, you've definitely seen these. I don't know if they're still on the internet. They probably are somewhere, but you've definitely seen them. This would have been like early college or
early college for us. Todd was
a scholar.
Todd was already in retirement home.
Was it? No, it wasn't college. I was living at my parents' house. It had to have been like senior year of high school.
I love when they're like getting Squidward in the parade to do a dab, and then he's just standing there and all of a sudden goes.
That's a good
so
one.
Good.
Or the Unforgivable, that one.
Yeah, I remember those.
Yeah, that was early YouTube, right? That was YouTube.
That was YouTube, I believe. There was a period of time where like there was a few different like video applications, because YouTube only got purchased by Google. I want to say maybe 2010 or 11, I think. Before that, it was like just a independent thing run by some guys.
I don't even. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think at that point that's when it really took off, once it had like Google's backing.
I need to send you. I need to see if this video is on here because. Okay, yeah, this is. I'm gonna send it to the group. This is what
if it's the Edward Scissor penis things. Like I remember what that was. He had shaving cream on his face.
Yeah,
and he had like
or whatever. Yeah, shaving cream.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Anyways, welcome everyone to the Pass Control Podcast, a show where a couple of best friends talk about the latest in video games and nerd culture. Sometimes we have guests, sometimes we talk about early YouTube too much. Either way, we have a new episode for you each and every week. As always, I'm your host, Brenden Groom, and joining me on this lovely Friday evening is the anime senpai himself, Mr. Michael Desir. Mike, how are you tonight?
That's about it.
Okay. Also joining us, of course, is the Fortnite father, who got yelled at for buying the wrong Ninja Turtle skin, Todd Gary. Todd, how are you doing tonight?
Did get yelled at about that.
Did you buy the other one yet or no?
I just got Michelangelo and Donatello. I bought 2.
Buy the 4-pack. You already spent the money to buy the 4-pack.
Yeah, you did.
Wait, did I?
It'll discount you now, yes.
Oh, well, that's cool. But I just didn't want to buy $40 worth of V-Bucks the other night, and I'm like, because I've just been spending so much money on Christmas and shit, and I'm like, I can't do this. And then John Wick's coming out, and then there's gonna probably be 6 more skins I want, and I'm like, this is out of control.
Oh, Todd, I'm sorry to tell you, but it's the holidays. Everything's coming back in the shop before the end of the year. You want Kratos? He's coming.
Kratos is not coming back. I definitely saw what's his face on Twitter being like, no, he's not coming back.
Who?
Oh yeah,
who said that?
The guy that I don't think even works at Epic anymore. I forget his name.
Oh, Jaffe or whatever.
What?
Mustard
Jaffe does not work at Donald Mustard.
Oh, I think
it was a fake Donald Mustard account.
It was Davion. Okay.
Yeah, no, Mike. There's
Valhalla. Kratos wasn't on the list of items that got added back to the shop.
I could still see them adding, especially with Valhalla DLC and stuff. I could see that.
Jaffe was he's the old God of War designer or whatever.
Yeah, he's a douchebag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Regardless, there'll be plenty of other things, I'm sure, in the shop that you're going to be like, fuck, I need to buy this. Here's 7 more emotes.
Walking Dead's back today.
Coral.
There's definitely an emote that I need to get that you guys have that I thought about the other day. Also, I'm a little upset. Did anyone else buy Buddy Holly?
I haven't bought any of the jam tracks yet.
So at least Dom and I can play a half of the song. Because if you emote, you can only play an instrument track. So you can't emote the song. You can emote that slice of the song.
Mm-hmm. Did anyone buy Vampire yet?
No. I don't foresee myself buying much music. It's pretty pricey.
It seems too much, and I booted up the game yesterday because I hadn't looked at it at all. I haven't played it until yesterday, and I looked. I was like, oh, there's a lot of songs here that I would like to have, but I don't feel like spending that much money on a bunch of songs.
Yeah.
Just for essentially emotes.
They did announce that they're working on making them background music as well, which will give them some more use in the game.
I'm sure that they would probably do a jam radio station too that will shuffle through your jam tracks or something maybe when you're in vehicles. But I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I actually think that the way that the jam tracks work as emotes in the game are interesting because it kind of blends a fuser element. This is a ridiculous story I told Todd the other night. I booted up whatever night,
and it's ironically what I was doing that whole night too. So it's that's the best thing about it.
Whatever night that Buddy Holly popped up in the shop, which I'm so mad. I thought it was going to be one of the launch songs, and it wasn't. But whatever night it popped up, must be Wednesday or something. I hopped in just to buy the song, and I was like, "Oh, let me hop in and play a quick match because I want to see how it functions as an emote in the game because I wasn't really 100% sure." So I hop in a match, I busted out, and I was a little disappointed with how it functioned. I was like, oh, this is whatever. And then I'm like, oh, my match challenge is drive 1,000 whatever in a car. So I'll just bang out one daily challenge real quick. So I was driving, car comes out of nowhere, and I'm in the SUV car, a small car comes through and drives directly into me and flips me over, and they turn around and come back to me. I'm out of my car, and I just whip out my instrument and start playing Buddy Holly. The guy gets out of his car, walks up to me. I'm just playing the song. He walks up to me and stands there. Then he busts out, I don't know what song it was. He busts out a song and he's playing a different instrument. And that's how I got to see like, oh, okay, the music kind of like blends together and it'll like match. I don't know if it matches the tempo or not, but it will like link them a little bit so that they kind of sound like you're just playing a remix or playing like Fuser. And we're doing that for like a good 30 seconds. Like nothing's changing. We're not shooting each other. Random person, not on my team. Another guy comes up and tries to kill us. We kill that guy, and then we just go back to jamming for a little bit. Like it was such a ridiculous moment. I was so happy. And then Todd said he was also doing that while he was playing.
I just sent you one of the videos. I think I recorded like every time I killed someone, I was just doing the Olivia Rodrigo vampire, and it goes on. It doesn't stop. Yeah. So I just kept on doing it repeatedly. And there was one point where I was in the middle of the circle. I killed one guy, and he was watching me the entire time. And like finally to the end, and I was just waiting to see if people would join in.
Yeah. So Mike, you haven't gone in and done it yet, right? No. Oh, you didn't buy any music.
I didn't buy any.
So when you emote, there's like a ring around you. Like you can select what instrument you're doing. There's like a ring that pops around you, and then there's a bigger ring for people to get in. And that's what like Brenden was talking about. Like it'll match the tempo of the song.
I don't know, like as I haven't played with any of you yet or anybody, I don't know if you can walk up to someone and like join the emote like you can with other group emotes. So I don't know if like you don't need to buy Buddy Hall and you can just join in anyway. I have no idea if you can do that or not.
Okay. Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Because at this point, I don't really see myself buying a lot of the music. Like Fortnite Festival is fine. I don't think it's fine for what it is. It's definitely not a Rock Band replacement, like by any means.
No.
So I don't really see myself spending a lot of money on the music currently. That might change if Festival gets better, or the emotes do more or something. But
or if they add,
I think peripherals. Yeah, then they already came out today and said like our guitar is on the way for next year. Like, don't expect it in January, but it's coming.
Yeah. PDP apparently is at least one of the companies making them because they also tweeted about it. I mean, I have Xbox instruments, so I mean that'll be exciting when they add that instrumentation ability. If you're playing on PC though, Mike, you can use a plastic instrument because you can. I don't know if you have to download any drivers or anything to do it, but you can use it. I know other people that are using plastic instruments to play on PC.
All I have is the drum set, and it's wireless, so I can't do anything.
You can't even like figure out. Like, there's no way for it. Does it have a receiver that you could plug into your PC somehow, like a USB receiver?
I don't think so, because I'm pretty sure it's paired to my.
Is it an Xbox?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it pairs to your Xbox controller?
No, it pairs to my Xbox directly. Like, it shows up. It basically functions as a controller, but it happens to have.
I wonder though, because it's a Microsoft product, if there's a way to have it sync.
I mean,
can I sync an Xbox controller wirelessly to my PC?
Yes.
So I wonder if it works.
So you might be able to do the drums.
I might be able to do the drums.
Bluetooth, maybe.
Yeah, I might pick it up as Bluetooth.
Would it make more sense to? Oh, I guess I have to do it on PC. It won't work if I just played the game on my Xbox, right?
I haven't tried to. I don't know if you can do it that way, or even if you can. I think Cam Hawkins, friend of the show, was saying that even if you pair an instrument through whatever means, there's still no strumming.
The D-pad.
There's no strumming ability, so there's just like it's just buttons. Oh, okay. You can remap the buttons, so you wouldn't have to use the D-pad. You could remap the buttons, but there's no strumming thing. So it's just you're just still pushing buttons and not like doing the strumming motion, at least on guitar. Anyways, also joining us tonight, of course, is the Fortnite father. Dom, how are you doing?
I'm here.
He is indeed here. The longest. That might be the longest intro ever. That's a pretty hefty one. That's 24 minutes right there.
Great. So we're done. Just wrap it up right
here. We're halfway done.
I think me and Todd both got the same title there too. That's what I was.
Oh shit! Well, you are the Fortnite father too, but the Disney daddy is the official. He's wearing a Mickey Mouse shirt.
So I'm here.
He's here.
I'm in Crackshot's cabin.
He's in crack. One of my fucking challenges. Have you played it all this week, though?
I have.
Where the fuck is Crackshot's cabin? It's on the island, the floating island. I couldn't find it.
The island is Crackshot's cabin. The floating island.
I don't think I got credit for going up there because that was what my current Winterfest mission was.
Kind of pissed that they don't have like the old Winterfest where you just like are in the room with like the gifts.
Well, you have to remember the gifts are there. You have to accept them through the quest
No,
screen.
I know.
Yeah. I'm gonna forget every fucking day.
Same.
I'm not gonna remember to do that. Anyways, we had a great show for you tonight. You're already halfway through it, so congratulations. But before we keep going and finish the back half of this show, a couple of quick housekeeping things. This episode, of course, sponsored by our good friends at Goodnight Fatty. If you're in the Salem, Massachusetts area or the North Shore of Massachusetts on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday evening, you want yourself something hot, something sweet, something tasty, fresh out of the oven, you can head on down to 1 Washington Square and get yourself a delicious fatty. And if you're unaware of what a fatty is, check them out on social media at Goodnight Fatty and at Good Morning Chubby, and I promise you, you will not be disappointed. The PTC Movie Club pick for December is Mike's pick, and it is Asteroid City. So make sure to watch that. HBO Max, right?
I don't remember. Peacock,
okay. So watch Asteroid City. We'll talk about it at some point within the end of the year or first week of January. I haven't really figured out how the episodes are going to shake out because we're going to hit episode 400 in the end of the calendar year, and I don't really want that episode to be the movie episode. So it might end up being the first episode of January. Go ahead, Todd.
I read something today. Variety listed.
I saw
that too. Yeah.
And like people were like, "This is a horrific take." Like these movies came.
I only saw that it was one of their worst movies of the year because Cam quote tweeted it and was like, "What do you mean Asteroid City?" Apparently he really liked the film. So
yeah, a lot of people liked it. I think some people like thought it was like in the middle of his films, but still, like I've never heard anyone say it was fucking terrible.
Yeah. Were there a lot of good movies this year? I don't know. I have to sit and think about it. I don't know how many movies I've seen.
There's some good ones.
Well, go ahead, Mike.
No, I was trying to think. Like off the top of my head, I think the only movies that people really seemed to gravitate towards this year were Barbie, Oppenheimer, Killers of the Flower Moon, maybe.
Evil Dead Rise, I think people dug.
Todd dug.
Scream 6.
Godzilla
Scream
Minus
6. I think people
Across
like
the Spider-Verse.
Godzilla Minus One.
Godzilla Minus One was good.
Yeah, which is a segue into Mike. Has anyone else seen it? No, right? Mike, what are your spoiler 3 thoughts on Godzilla Minus One?
It was a good movie. As a person who, I'm not gonna say like I'm the big Godzilla fan guy. Like I've watched some Godzilla stuff. I wouldn't count myself as particularly knowledgeable on the creature or his franchise. A lot of the movies I've seen were all where Godzilla was he was like the T-Rex of Jurassic Park, where, yeah, there were other monsters going around. Like, you were scared of this one, but at the end of the day, he helped you out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This was a movie where, no, Godzilla was straight up the villain. He was fucking shit up. And you're just watching this makeshift family try and, get by with the backdrop of Godzilla is destroying things. So it was a good character film.
Is it a sad movie? Because I've seen a lot of people that I follow after they've seen the movie just simply tweet, "I saw Godzilla Minus One and cried."
Really? Because from what I read, it's like, I mean, I know the ending already, so I don't know. I can't believe fucking King Kong. They brought King Kong into this movie too. That's pretty dope. But
yeah, they are officially just tied together as giant monsters. It has sad moments.
Okay.
I would say at the end of the day, it you can walk out of that film and be like, hey, things found a way to work out despite all the hardships, and like happy ending sort of.
Has Godzilla usually been? I was always confused by Godzilla. Like
I think typically he is like if you were to watch the old Godzilla films, like
he's the villain.
He is the villain. Like it's just
is
Godzilla.
Godzuki normally the hero at the end of the day? Or?
When he does show up, except for the one that was directed by James Gunn, where Godzuki was in fact the monster the entire time.
I don't know if any of the things anyone's saying are true. With like
the only Godzilla I even ever really saw before, like the more recent ones, was the one where he's on a cruise ship with the cat guy and fucking the Dragon Ball people.
Mike
or
doesn't.
whatever.
Okay, I was like, I don't know if Mike is getting it right away.
Fuck. Now I lost my train of thought. But before we go any further, James Gunn did direct the Scooby-Doo movie, right? Or
He
was,
did, yeah.
was
He wrote
okay.
and
I
directed.
don't fucking know.
Okay. That was what I was
too
going
many
for.
cameos in those
was the-
Scooby-Doo movies.
Where Scrappy-Doo was the villain.
I understood where you were going.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Too many cameos in those Scooby-Doo movies. I can't believe that's all they're doing lately. Cameo porn, right? Am I right?
Also, spoilers if you haven't seen Scooby-Doo.
If you haven't seen, what is the movie, like 20-something years old now?
Is that the one that has our boy, friend of the show, Matthew Lillard in it? Or is that a different one? Did James Gunn do all of them? Are there like 3 of those
I
movies?
think he did 2. I think it was like 2.
Yeah, I think he might have done the first 2.
Oh,
Monsters
so
Unleashed.
He
is
did
that the second one?
Scooby. No, the second one's the Squeakquel.
That's Alvin and the Chipmunks. And
God forbid anyone tries to listen to this podcast for legitimate information.
We're not a news show, Mike.
Yeah.
I know,
I don't
but
know
I
what
feel
we
like
are,
someone
but
will
we're not
want
a
to
news
listen. I know that the podcast I listen to for the most part, I'm either entertained or I learn something, or luckily, hopefully both. This is like a neither situation.
This is
All
like
right,
this is
so-
like how
so
did
the
this get
end of
made in real life, where it's just like how is this a show? You know what I mean?
the
Go
end
ahead.
of Scooby-Doo, you find out that Scrappy-Doo was the villain of the film.
Yes.
That's a turnabout mystery right there.
I just wanted to teach all the listeners something.
Okay.
Okay. And this is a hot take from me personally, is that I
Fucking hate Scrappy-Doo.
I like Scrappy-Doo.
Is that your hot take?
That's my hot take. Is that
Wait, do
Yeah, that's
people
my
not
hot take.
like Scrappy-Doo?
people?
Not in
That's
that
why they
movie.
made him. That's why they hate. That's why they made him the villain of the film.
Wait,
because
he is
people-
the villain of the film?
Yes.
I've
Oh,
never seen
why.
any of these movies.
Oh, I guess we just spoiled the movie for Brenden.
Thanks a lot, guys. I was going to actually watch
Hold
them
on,
later
hold
tonight.
on, hold on.
I will pick it. I'll pick
My
it.
my boy that's always sticking up for the gang, let me at him, is not liked. People do not like
He's
this
not.
guy?
People do not like Scrappy-Doo. As a child,
This is ridiculous.
I liked Scrappy-Doo because historically, when the gangs are like trying to solve a mystery and the monster shows up, at the end of the day, the monster is just some dude in a mask. So if they listened to Scrappy and just like straight up fought the dude on sight, mystery be solved easy peasy. I'm like, guys, just do it. He's right. He's always right.
Scrappy-Doo's the people's champion. This is bullshit.
Yeah, so there you go. We learned a lot today. Nothing useful, but we did learn.
We learned
What was
some
the name
things.
of the amusement park?
In
Scooby-Doo.
I don't know. I never watched the movie.
Oh my god, I'm picking it. I'm gonna next. My
Great.
theme next year is I'm gonna spoil the end of the movie and then I'm gonna pick it.
Great, I can't wait. Dom's theme next year is all Scooby-Doo movies.
Scooby-Doo. The first Scooby-Doo movie was actually good.
People do speak highly of that film.
Freddie Prinze, Sarah Michelle
Freddie-
Gellar.
I love when they ask all the people about the movie. I've seen this interview 1,000 times, and Freddie Prinze is like, I don't know, he's a fucking dog. You know,
Mike, to pull it back in, does Godzilla find itself on a list of like recommended by Mike? You should go watch this movie.
Yeah, sure, why not? Watch it. I don't know if there's a dub for it. I'm not speaking to the quality of anything like that. I'm just curious if there's a dub for it.
Oh, it's a subtitled movie? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's subtitled. When I got my ticket, long story short, I had to go to guest services to get my ticket, and the guy was like, it's subtitled, right? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. He's like, yeah, cool, because someone earlier bought tickets to see Boy and the Heron, and they saw it subtitled, and they were not happy about that.
I was actually going to ask, have you seen The Boy and the Heron yet?
I meant to watch. As a matter of fact, I was thinking about watching it today, and I didn't make any concrete plans. And then we're like, "Oh, let's record tonight." So I was like, I don't know. I'll watch next week.
if
like all his movies
if
look
you-
exactly the same.
Yeah, nothing special.
I've heard that this is bog standard Hayao Miyazaki like movie.
Yeah,
Like,
which is not bad.
It's not bad, but for a guy to come out of retirement and do the same thing he's been doing, not good or
We got
bad.
Robert Pattinson as a talking bird.
Which
Yeah.
in my head, after that guy said the person was upset that they got the subtitle, I'm like, you know
That's
what?
why.
they really want to listen to Robert Pattinson like crush it because people have been raving about his voice acting in this.
This was me to say I do want to go see it if we can find a not crowded showing, Mike. So if you are interested in seeing it, then like let's figure that out because I do want to see
it.
I'm thinking about. I don't know. I'll figure out sometime next week to see it. I don't want to see it over the weekend because I got a thing to get $5 big like large popcorn.
That's been a 2 week in a row thing, right?
It's been. I think I got that promotion beginning of December. Oh, so I guess that would be 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So I didn't realize it was a only Monday through Friday thing. So when I went to go see Godzilla and tried to like redeem it, it said Newman did show up and went.
You didn't say the magic word. I would like to add a footnote here. Okay. The second Scooby-Doo movie is called Monsters Unleashed. Okay. And it is not directed by James Gunn, but it is written by James Gunn.
All right.
Interesting. I also want to quickly throw out, because at some point either you or Todd or someone had mentioned like old Godzilla films and saying something about them. I don't know what versions of those movies you watched, but I was listening to another podcast this week or last week that were briefly talking about the Godzilla film. It wasn't a movie, like it wasn't a podcast about movies or about that movie, but they were talking about it because they had watched it. And they were talking about Godzilla like at all for a duration. And apparently like the old, at least I don't know if it's one or some, but certain old Godzilla films, if you watch the dub, it is a different like story. Like it's a different film.
That would not surprise me, if only because Godzilla is like historically.
It's like anti-American.
Right? I don't know if allegory is the right word I'm looking for, but essentially because of Godzilla's like connection to the atomic bomb and all that stuff, it does not surprise me that those films in Japan would have a, let's say, anti-American.
Yeah, maybe it's not anti-American, but it's definitely anti-war. I think
anti-war, and even this movie. I don't know if anti-war is the word I wanted to use, but definitely it has some critique about like Japan's war mentality, I suppose, at least throughout World War II.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's the right way to phrase it, but
it's a period piece.
Yes, it takes place like a few years after World War II.
Okay.
It's interesting. I like that movie. Is
Aaron Taylor Johnson's not in this one.
He is not in this one. Bryan Cranston not in this one. Elizabeth Olsen not in this one. Millie Bobby Brown not in this one.
What about Matthew Broderick?
Matthew Broderick has a brief appearance. I don't want to spoil too much. It's like it's not a spoiler to mention that he shows up.
It like just quickly jumps to the year 2000. It's like, Matthew Broderick's here.
He's looking at the eggs at Madison Square Garden and is like, I hope he's on edge.
Him and Puff Daddy.
Was that movie just called Godzilla 2000?
I think it was just called.
I mean,
was it called Godzilla?
I don't know. I think the soundtrack was called Godzilla 2000.
Okay.
I think it's one of those cases where the movie
it just got out. Yeah.
It's like because it has the same name as other films. They said just to delineate it.
Just like God of War 2013. It's not called
exactly
God of War 2013, but you have to make a delineation because there's same titles.
2018.
Yeah. What did I say? 2013?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Anyways,
yeah, Scrappy-Doo is the bad guy of Scooby-Doo.
That's really unfortunate to hear. That's kind of bullshit. They're massacring my boy right there. I don't even really have a strong affiliation with Scrappy-Doo, but I don't remember disliking Scrappy-Doo. So I'm sad to hear that people don't like Scrappy-Doo. That's kind of
they don't like him, and I don't remember why, but it is
puppy power. I mean,
puppy power.
I also didn't watch a lot of fucking Scooby-Doo. Like, it wasn't like something I sought out.
You're more of a pup named Scooby-Doo kind of guy?
No, I'm like a zero Scooby-Doo type of guy. I feel like.
Oh, interesting.
Is that newer Scooby-Doo animated movie good? wasn't that supposed to be? Is it fully animated? I don't even remember. It's called Scoob. Is it fully animated? I don't even remember.
It's supposed to be like complete trash. The TV show?
No, it's a movie.
There was a movie. That was the one with Blue Falcon in it.
I don't know.
That's a different movie.
Oh,
That's a different movie. Scoob is like I think it does show a version of Shaggy
like,
getting Scooby as like a
yeah, it's like
puppy.
when he's young. I think Will Forte voices something in that, or something, I think.
I don't know. We're all sorts of
Yeah,
lost.
we're
on
all over the
Scooby-Doo
Yeah,
place.
we don't know what we're talking
There is a
about.
film where they interact with Blue Falcon, correct?
Yes.
We're also at the point of the show where this is one of those gems
don't
of an
matter.
episode
Yes.
where
Will Forte plays Shaggy, all right? That was
There it
right.
is. Yes.
we're abandoning all topics because we're already too deep. We're
What do
too
you mean
deep into
we're
the mix.
banning all topics. We've talked about Scooby-Doo for the last half hour.
In fairness,
And none of us
in
like
fairness-
Scooby Doo, which is the best.
Yeah,
part
none of
about
us.
it.
Yeah, none of us know enough about Scooby Doo. In fairness, Brenden sloshed out of his goddamn mind drinking what looks like pure uranium. Scribbled down. He scribbled down. He said to us, "Yeah." He said he scribbled down some notes, and you just saw that chicken scratch. It's nonsense.
Mike,
it's basically the Zodiac killers.
I can read this. I can read this to you right now.
Read what's on.
398, because this is episode 398.
Talk about
There's
Flintstones.
other things on here unrelated to the podcast that I'm not going to read. Then it just says bullet point Godzilla, which fucking nailed it. Bullet point.
Scooby-Doo.
I shouldn't have put myself on the spot with this. Bullet point. Oh, okay. No.
He doesn't know what it says. He doesn't know what it says.
Hold on.
He was only able to read the numbers that say that what episode this is and Godzilla because coincidentally we're just talking about Godzilla. Like
You should have
it's the
just
only
said
thing that makes sense.
Scooby-Doo, and you would have looked like a hero. You were like, yeah, I led the conversation in the right direction, and we got onto Scooby-Doo.
What are the things to... And then another word that looks like it says Asiago, which is definitely not what it says, but...
Fantastic stuff.
We did it.
here.
We nailed it. I mean, I know what the topic is. I just don't know what I actually wrote on the paper. The topic was going to be like,
What are the things to fur, Asiago?
exactly. No, it was going to be like we're rolling into the last 15 days or so of the year. I guess we'll just transition now. We're fucking here. So, what are like the things left that you want to try to watch or play before the year's over to kind of wrap up into your personal 2023 situation? Like I'm at the point personally where I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 and enjoying it. Am I going to finish that game before the year's over? I don't know. That seems like a pretty tall order, honestly, unless I don't play anything else at all. Then I could maybe do it. But I know that's not the case because I've already, and I'll just push this to next week. I started playing Final Fantasy Theatrhythm Final Bar Line, which if you have like any interest in Final Fantasy music, it's a good rhythm game. Like I'm really enjoying it. So if you like Final Fantasy music, I definitely recommend picking it up. Like I told Todd already, I was like, you should probably get this game. It's very good. And they have a bunch of DLC at this point. Like the game's core package is very robust. There's a lot of music in there. It basically goes, I'm pretty sure, from Final Fantasy 1 to 15, including spin-offs in games like Mystic Quest and Crystal Chronicles and whatever, Crisis Core. Like there's so much music in there. But there's also DLC for, at this point, Final Fantasy 16, which I'm probably going to buy because it's got some bangers. But it has like other Square games. There's an Octopath pack, there's Nier pack, there's like Saga games. So there's other stuff that they're adding too. So it's a pretty like robust game, and I think it's a fun rhythm game. So if you like Square music, which I feel like you should, because there's a lot of really, really good music in Square games, it's got some fun times with it. I'm enjoying it a lot. But to pull it back to the main thing is, what are the things that you're trying to get through before the end of the year? Like I'm looking at my backlog personally, and aside from, Baldur's Gate, I really want to try to finish Octopath Traveler 2 just because I'm enjoying that game, and I got pulled away for Zelda, and then I kind of just kept getting pulled away for other games. And I really think I'd like to finish Jedi Survivor before the end of the year because I liked what I was playing in that game. I think that game is better than... And I don't think Fallen Order is a bad game. I just think it's better than Fallen Order in like every way. And I really want to see that game through. And I feel like if I keep pushing it off, it's just going to be one of those things that like, oh, the third Jedi game's coming out? All right, I'll go finish Jedi Survivor now, because that's what happened with Fallen Order. I played it like this year or last year. I'm pretty sure I finished it this year. So I think that's where I'm kind of at, is my biggest fish are going to be Baldur's Gate 3, Octopath 2, and Jedi. I think that's kind of where I'm planting my feet down as far as like what I want to actually try to finish before the year's over. Like Spider-Man 2 is nowhere near anything I'm going to touch this month, at least. It'd be nice to go back and finish Fire Emblem Engage too, because I really enjoyed that game. And that came out in January, and I never finished it. So, what about the rest of you guys? Anything that you're either currently playing or stuff that you kind of want to try to chip away at before the year is over?
I don't think so.
Are you just gonna chug along with? Do you think you'll finish Alan Wake and or Final Fantasy before the end of the year?
I would say Mike will definitely finish Alan Wake 2 before the end of the year.
Based on the fact that I beat it today, probably.
Oh, okay. What are your closing thoughts on that without spoilers? Wish we should have now that we've all finished it, I would like to have a dedicated Alan Wake 2
Well, now I have to
conversation.
fucking go back and do Final Draft.
Is that the new Game Plus?
The New Game Plus stuff, yeah.
Well, we don't have to have a spoiler cast on that. Is anyone else going to play that?
Mm-hmm.
I do want to.
I think we can do a separate conversation, not including that, and then everyone can play that at their leisure. So what are your like wrapped up thoughts, concise thoughts on how are you feeling about that, Mike?
Yeah, it was a fun game. I still think I probably like Control more, but I think Control is again fundamentally a different type of game.
Even story wise, you like Control more?
Story wise, it's actually kind of tough to say, only because I feel like Control ended in a way where I was like, this story doesn't feel like it's done, and this one ends in a way where it also feels like the story's not kind of done, but it feels a lot more deliberate.
Yeah.
Especially because with the New Game Plus stuff, where it seems like it's going to have a different ending with New Game Plus.
Yeah.
But I think the overall narrative is probably stronger in Alan Wake 2. But the game and gameplay I liked more in Control.
Okay, that's fair. I think that's a fair. Like, I probably liked the gameplay loop better in Control. It's more of an action game with superpowers, where where Alan Wake 2 is a survival horror game. So
survival horror game,
which is not my jam.
Running around, picking up stuff, and I'm just like, this game just automatically saved, and I don't think I have enough anything to go for the next fight.
Mm-hmm. What about you guys? Anything you wanna? What's the rest of your year looking like? Where are you trying to wrap things up here? Okay,
great stuff.
This is good content.
No, I gotta beat Baldur's Gate, which, like you said, I don't know if that's gonna happen. I don't even know if that's a game I'll ever be able to beat.
I actually don't know how long the game is. Let me look it up.
I think it's like 70 plus hours minimum. I heard like the first area is like 55 hours.
How
like
long to beat says main story 57.5 hours. Main story plus sides 103. Completionist 145. Mike, your camera went down.
Yeah, so I gotta play that. I would like to get back to Octopath, but like it's gotta be a choice between one or the other because I feel like those are games you have to commit to.
Yeah.
And then after playing Baldur's Gate 2, I'll probably fucking rally that up going forward because I kind of liked what I played so far. I mean, Baldur's Gate, fucking Asgard's Wrath.
Oh, I was like Baldur's Gate 2. You what?
Right?
Yeah, I wanted to have a longer conversation about Asgard Wrath too, but seeing as how we're not doing that at this point of the episode, we'll just give ourselves more time to play it and talk about it next time. Have you played it at all, Mike?
Yeah, I started it. But I did not get very far.
Do either of you have like early impressions? I've played like about 3-ish hours of it.
Combat feels really fucking cool, especially when you get that parry and like it just like slicing people and like the slow mo, like their heads come off or whatever.
Have you gotten to to the second mode yet.
You talking to me, Mike?
Mike definitely has not.
What's the second mode? Is that like when you can like go in and out of like?
I don't
God form?
I don't know if it no. I don't know if it's a roguelike or not, but there's a second thing you do.
Oh, okay. There is a roguelike mode that it comes with.
Oh, then yeah. So you haven't got to that yet.
No.
Damn, I'm fucking way further than you. I'm already like past unlocking that and on to the next thing.
I'm probably close to that because where the fuck did I end? I don't know. I don't know where I ended, but
Yeah.
I like the parry in it, and like I like the combat so far. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a good game, and it's like fucking massive. It's like a 50-hour game.
Yeah,
it's pretty wild.
I don't know. I'm gonna reserve my opinions on it until I can play more of it, because at first I was like, going into this, it's getting reviewed very highly. Some places are giving it 10s and stuff, which it's someone's opinion. Great, that doesn't matter. But I was going into this like, oh, this might be like a landmark VR game, and at first I was not feeling that way. I was like, it's doing a lot of stuff I've done in VR. I don't feel like whatever. But now that I've played it a little bit more and I've kind of sunk my teeth into it a little bit more, I can definitely see that this game has potential to be something really fucking good. I just don't know if it's gonna actually hit that for me. But it is still very solid. Like, it's not a bad game by any means. It's just when I see 10 out of 10, like, I'm like, okay, this should hopefully be like the prestige premier VR experience that you should like wanna experience. It is gorgeous.
It's funny because
it is like VR is different, but it is gorgeous for VR. It's very immersive.
Do you know it's not updated for Quest 3 either? So like we're still not even like we haven't got it hasn't got that patch yet. But
true power.
I'm a little nervous playing this game though, because I don't play many games where like you have to like swing and everything, and like I feel like I'm gonna knock like something over or hit something in my house playing this game, because like when you swing the sword, like I feel like just swinging the sword, you're kind of aggressive with it, like, and I feel like I'm moving while I'm swinging my sword.
I feel like I have very good spatial awareness when I'm in my headset. I like feel like I know where I am standing, and I try to keep it that way. But I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, this is a very active game. Like, you're in like pretty aggressive combat. like
when I play Population 1, I just swing I just move her in a circle. I don't like actually move, but I like like.
I don't know.
Let's see.
Gotta get good.
Free game, baby.
Well, I mean, is it free? You had to buy a $500 headset.
Free.
I don't know if that's how that works. Yeah, I don't know. We can talk about that more. We've sunk more time into it. What about you, Dom? Anything else you're hoping to bang out before the year's over?
Yeah, I'll probably try to beat Final Fantasy by the end of the year.
Whereabouts are you? Like, story-wise?
It's still pretty early on, right, Mike?
Yeah, I think you meant. I mean, when you were talking about it earlier, I think you just met Sid. Right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, just after that, but
it's good. I think my biggest personal issue with 16 is, we talked about it kind of, but I didn't say this exact thing to you, but this is like how I would phrase it, is I think the pacing of the game is not great at a lot of points. Like, it'll go from fun, engaging combat and gameplay to like very long cutscenes, which might work for some people, but for me personally, I'm just like, I don't want to watch a movie right now. I want to play this game. So that was like one of the biggest drawbacks for me, but overall, I liked it. It does a lot of cool stuff. There's cool set pieces, and most of the boss fights I think are like pretty fun. Like, they're just like a fun spectacle.
It's like one of the few Final Fantasy games I actually finished too.
It is also one of the few Final Fantasy games that I've finished, which I'm trying to change. Yeah. I like going into next year. One of my things that I want to start chipping away at is just different Final Fantasy games that some people say are like the best ones. I think 10 and 10-2 is one of the ones people say a lot of good things about. I think people like 9 a lot too. But people love 14, but I don't know if I got the time for that. I don't know if I'm cut out for it. If I can convince Mike to play 14, let's do it, Mike.
14's the multiplayer, right?
The MMO, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would play that once it comes to Xbox.
There you go. You got Todd.
Perfect. Well, the early game, you don't really need, like, you can play it multiplayer, but it's actually probably better if you just blast through it. From what, like, Jesse and them have told me is, like, the game, there's so many hours to put into that game at this point that, like, at the beginning of it, you should just experience on your own to get through it. And then once you get to, I don't know, the first expansion, I think, Heaven's Sword or something, is when, I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know anything about Final Fantasy 14. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't take anything I'm saying as anything. But I know people love it. So, cool. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll roll into the end of the episode. We'll keep this a tight hour. I don't know why Todd is sending us pictures of fucking Scrappy-Doo.
I said that so long ago.
I'm not checking my phone. I'm fucking on a podcast, Todd. Fucking, we're not doing Max Payne tonight. I was gonna do Max Payne 1, 2, and 3 for you. It's gimme points.
All right, I already saw you picking all the games while I was fucking over here, so I know. I already saw every single one you picked.
Name them right now. You'll get 5 points per one.
2 of them are Switch games. One, I'm guessing right. I don't know.
Go ahead. Give me all 3. You'll get 15 points.
I couldn't see the box.
I believe you.
Oh, Marvel Ultimate Alliance,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever it's called for Switch.
That's 5 points. Marvel, whatever it's called, that's 5 points. What else you got?
Okay. Legend of Zelda Minish Cap.
Okay, that's also 5 points. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's a Switch game right there. That's a Switch game if I've ever seen one. 5 more. Where you at? Past Dom.
That's all I got.
Slam dunk the year. All right, 10 points is nothing to sneeze at. But no, Minish Cap is famously for the Game Boy Advance, and I do not have a boxed copy of that. And Marvel, whatever it's called, isn't a game, so I'll put that one back though. Anyways, before we get into the game, we will, of course, wrap things up as we do. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode 398, getting ever so close to 400. Things change at 401, let me tell you. We turn into a food critiquing podcast.
Cool.
What were you going to say, Tom?
I was going to say Scooby-Doo only.
Scooby-Doo only. Final destination.
For the next 100 episodes, we will only speak of Scooby-Doo.
Trying to think of like a good Scooby-Doo name.
The Scooby arc is good. Workshop that, Mike. We're going to go into our Scooby arc. Should we do that next year? Should we break the podcast into arcs? Every quarter of the year is a different arc of the show where we have like a...
We're not organized enough to do that.
We're not.
It's a great idea, but we are not the ones pulling it off.
I mean, you are the anime senpai. You're the most versed in arcs out of all of us.
Yeah, but I'm also the least likely to actually implement plans.
You just got to give me the idea, and I'll do it. I'll take care of it. I'll go to work. Thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode 398. Of course, you can support us in a bunch of different ways, and I'll just say it off the top. Just leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Wherever you listen to the show, leave us a 5-star review. It's super beneficial. I would rather you do that than give us money at this current moment. Just give us a good review. It's very, very beneficial. It helps us grow the show more than you know. If you have money kicking around and you want to give it to us, great. Go to twitch.tv/passcontroller. Subscribe to us there. Go to patreon.com/passcontroller. Become a patron. Go to passthecontroller.threadless.com and buy some sick swag. All great ways to support us. But simply just following us on social media and subscribing to the show wherever you listen to the show and leaving a 5-star review are some of the most beneficial ways to help us out. If you want to watch the show live, we record it live every week when we record the show. If you can't make it live, we do put that same video over on our YouTube channel. So if you want to see what we look like, watch the show in video format. That exists for you whether you're watching live or later on YouTube if you're a podcast-only listener. But without further ado, that brings us to the third final game of the year. Think it's still possible for Mike to leap up, and it is still possible for Todd to overtake first. We're not in a lock here yet.
Is there a word for the one before penultimate?
That's why I froze, because I was like, I was trying to think if I knew a word.
I figured that's why you got tripped up.
Yes, I was thinking if there probably is a word. I just don't know what it is.
Yeah, I think there is actually. but it's a word I've only seen in use once.
There's not a lot of reason to ever really have to use the word.
It's only used in podcasts that are ending. I don't know. We're not ending. Anyways, it's still possible for the leaderboard to change. So we're not in a deadlock here where the scores are written in stone. And who knows? Maybe there'll be bonus points on a different episode. Who knows? We have no idea. Who's to say? But as the leaderboard stands for 2023, and this is including our bonus points from last week of the Game Awards nomination predictions, Dom is at 64. Todd is in second with 57, and Mike is in third with 47. So there's still the chance.
I'm definitely out of the running with those numbers.
No, you can at least get second place.
I could get negative points. You never know. I could have an answer so bad that he takes points away.
I suppose.
You can get second place. No, you can get 56. There'll be bonus points at some point. You think there's not going to be bonus points in the last episode of the year? What do you think episode 400 is going to be, Mike?
I don't know. I was talking about the number 400.
Who knows? Maybe it's about 400. Maybe
we'll finally do that 300 episode that we were talking about.
Oh, that's right.
That's for episode 500. We're gonna do a movie episode on 300. Which I've still never watched 300, so someone can pick that next year if they want.
I'll pick all Zack Snyder movies next year.
Oh no!
Yes, please.
Pick
yes,
Watchmen. That's the only one I read.
Rebel Moon, baby.
Oh, Zack Snyder Watchmen?
Yeah.
Yes.
I haven't rewatched Watchmen in a long time, but I remember liking that movie.
He has I could pick 3 decent.
What would your 3 be?
Movies that you'd enjoy. Watchmen, 300.
Yep.
And Man of Steel, yeah, probably.
Yeah, I'd probably be Man of Steel, Watchmen, and Dawn of the Dead's probably over 300 for me.
Yeah.
I would pick Sucker Punch, the Snyder Cut of Justice League, and I'm sure there's another dud I could pick. I guess we could watch BVS.
Ugh.
Well, you gotta watch the director's cut of those movies.
No, I ain't gonna watch it. We're gonna watch the trash thing that was in theaters.
But Mike wants to watch the director's cut of Justice League, though.
Yeah, that's just
I watched that one.
I watched it too.
You know,
it's fine.
Whatever.
I just want to waste people's time. That's like a 4-hour film.
Yeah.
Okay. But that brings us to our game, which we're gonna bring back, of course, one of our go-tos, one of our staples, which is Answer Unlocked. I just typed the wrong name into this search bar. I can't talk and type at the same time, apparently. Which, if you have not listened to the show before, or this is your first time hearing us play this game, the way this works is I'll read the achievements/trophies for the game. The first person to get the game gets the point. Game number 1. Let me scroll down because we can't start there.
Marvel's Ultimate Alliance 3. The Black Order.
The Black Order.
It doesn't have... Well, it might have achievements in Switch. I have no idea, but that's not the game. Skip down plus some of these silly ones. All right. Trip's Courage. Cleared Trip's Story. Victory Fanfare. Defeated the True Boss. Whirligig World. Cleared 1 bonus stage. Fruity Frontier. Clear an act fruit.
An act what?
Fruit. Buddy Bond. Cleared a stage with a friend. Charge. Used the blue blank power Avatar. Fire. Used the red blank power Bullet. All-Seeing. Used the purple blank power Vision. Flow Like Water. Used the light blue blank power Water. Vine Climb. Used the green blank power Ivy. The Gentle Flow of Time. Used the yellow blank power Slow. Distinctive Flair. Used the white blank power Extra. supercharged, turned super using the 7 blank blank.
Is it Sonic Superstars?
It is Sonic Superstars.
Is that
As
the
soon
one
as
that
you
I
said-
hate?
I was
Or
like,
is it- oh, I'm thinking of
oh.
Colors. Oh God, I was actually trying to guess Colors. Is Colors the one that I bought that I didn't like?
Yeah.
Okay.
As soon as you said use the 7, I was like, oh, Chaos Emeralds. I don't know what Sonic game it is. I still don't know what Sonic game it is.
Sonic Superstars.
No, I heard him say it. I don't know what game that is.
Came out this year.
Oh, you bought it.
I did buy it on sale. It was on sale for Black Friday for like $20.
Getting it for the kids for Christmas. Oh fuck, really?
It might still be on
Damn.
sale actually for $20.
Liam's
What
been asking
system?
for that.
What system?
Xbox probably.
Uh,
Actually, I need a digital though, so it doesn't even matter.
hold on. I think Target has it for 40. But it dropped to like 20. That's why I bought it.
Damn, I would have bought that if I knew that.
I mean, it might go on sale again. The sales keep popping back up as we get closer to Christmas, so I wouldn't like rule out the chance of getting it for 20 or even 30 for that matter. Game number 2. The Florist. Collect 1 flower from each of the blank blank. The Librarian. Collect all of the books. The Curator. Collect all of the artifacts.
Sounds super familiar.
How it started. Equip an enchantment. Spitshine. Upgrade 1 piece of armor. Blank ways. Remember the blank teachings.
What is this?
I know. It's like it's so familiar, but I don't. It's not coming to me.
Full belly. Obtain all of the apples of blank and horns of blank blank.
Oh, is it Ragnarok?
It is God of War Ragnarok.
Mm. 2013, right?
Yeah, 2013.
Yeah.
Famously 2013. What was the other game that I picked? Where the fuck did I put the case? Alright, I guess we're just gonna go off the fucking cuff here.
Marvel's Ultimate Alliance 3, The Black Order.
This is my way of
Damn.
sneaking...
Extra points.
This is my way of sneaking Max Payne back into the rotation. Game number 3. I watched the intro. Sit through the intro. Nasty. Gets squirted on by the fossil fuel mascot. Dumb space. What a waste of money. Buy the gator shoes. Reach the...
Dead Rising?
Incorrect. Reach the stratosphere. Get
Is
flung...
it Sunset Overdrive?
Incorrect. Get flung out of the map. Streaking. Run naked on the football field.
Bully?
Incorrect.
That sounds really familiar.
Who watches...
Get flung out of the thing.
I'm sorry. Who Baywatches the Baywatch? Run on the beach in slow motion. 401 KO. Use your Karing to knock another Karing down. I don't know if I'm saying that word right.
How do you spell it?
Is it Like a Dragon?
Incorrect. But you guys are in the right mind space of, I guess, like a game that has silliness. There's a clue for you, I guess. Where is it? Find that clown. Croc Squatch. Give Bigfoot some shoes.
Is it GTA 4?
No.
Is it
GTA
GTA 5?
5?
It's not a GTA. It's not a Grand Theft Auto game.
I gave myself a second. I was like,
Can a banana. Lick a banana as an Obama nana.
Goat Simulator 3.
It's Goat Simulator 3.
Is it really?
There we go.
How did you get that?
We were out of silly games.
All right, fair. I was unsure if this one would be gettable. That's why I made it the third game. But Dom proves that he is going to keep the lead going into the final 2 episodes of the year. Dom ends with 66, Todd is at 58, and Mike at a 47, holding strong. That'll do it for this week's episode 398. We appreciate you. We will see you next time.